So looking after people's health and well-being and helping them thrive at work is simply the right thing to do in the modern workplace today. But also, let's not forget that there's a strong legal case putting a duty of care on employers to support people's health, safety and welfare at work.
It's really important to have a healthy workforce in these times when businesses are under stress and pressure and things are changing rapidly. And it's really disappointing to see that the impact of some of those changes and the drive that businesses have to move forward is almost 40% of companies are reporting an increase in stress-related absence. So it's absolutely vital we all put in place positive, proactive strategies to support the well-being and manage and support the health of our employees going forward.
So there are many factors that people professionals need to take into account when they're thinking about how they create a healthy workplace for people, because there are many different factors that are going to influence people's health and well-being at work. These range from the physical working environment to the less tangible aspects of the working environment, like the relationships that we have. But the first place to start is looking at your workforce and considering what are the main risks to people's health at that workplace. This means being systematic about it, carrying out a stress risk assessment, for example, and then putting in place an action plan to mitigate those risks. So it has to be specific to your organisation. But also, are your leaders on board? Because if they're not, that will be a major barrier to creating a healthy workplace. Leaders set important examples of behaviour, they're role models, but also they can make sure that there is investment there.
There's so much employers can do to support colleagues and keep them healthy. It's really about identifying and supporting issues before they escalate, putting in place a holistic plan to ensure that you're communicating regularly with colleagues on a two-way basis, that training is in place for managers to identify issues, and the necessary screening, such as health screening programs, are there to catch things in their early stages. The tools then are also available once issues have been identified to be able to respond, such as online physio, GP, and indeed mental health and wellbeing services.
So as a people manager, the first thing you can do to support people's health and well-being is get to know the people in your team as individuals. Don't shy away from personal issues. Understand that people are individuals, they've got a life outside work as well. And if they're having a difficult time outside work, that could affect their ability to do their job. Build a relationship as much as you can based on trust, because if you're open, approachable, then people will be far more likely to come to you if they have got a difficulty or a health issue. You also need to know what the organisation's policies are around health and wellbeing, and how you can use wider people management policies like flexible working to make changes to people's job if they're feeling under stress. And it may sound basic and straightforward, but a lot of people forget to say thank you to staff for a job well done. But having a bit of praise when you've put in that effort really goes a long way to making people feel supported, and it will boost their sense of well-being as well. And last but not least, look after your own health and well-being as well, because a people manager has a big job to do and it's a really important one. So prioritise your own health.
So what as an organisation can we do to tackle the issues of presenteeism or people working through absence? It goes back to establishing a holistic plan, ensuring that managers are trained to be aware of workloads and demonstrate and support best practice so that they don't send emails 2 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon demanding things from their team on a Monday morning. Managers have got to understand that having a productive, engaged and healthy workforce is part of delivering long-term productivity for their part of the business.